What's happening, everybody? This is the Scattered Smothered Experiment. I'm the host, Bobby D, and I'm here with my co-host,
Cliff.
yeah, man. So before we do anything else, I've got something that I hope will work out. First off, let's go ahead and get this transitioned over. We got us a new background. Maybe we can put some faces with some names now for the people watching at home. Um, so I've been in contact, or we have been in contact this week with a fella that is down in Florida at the Sacred Water Camp. Is that
the Sacred Water Camp? It's, and they are there to protest one of the pipelines that are going through that area, and it's kind of a big deal down there. And really screw up the environment.
what I've seen earlier this week? Someone, I believe it was Dabu, did a video earlier this week about sinkholes happening. And when we spoke to this guy, he was talking about how this pipeline was specifically responsible for a lot of sinkholes that are happening
down there in Florida.
Down in Florida. So we're going to try to give him a call. Maybe he'll answer, maybe he won't. Listen, I don't know much about this. I really don't. I know he's in Live Oak, Florida.
Yeah.
That's where the camp's at. Or they've really transitioned from trying to protest the actual drilling, because I mean the drilling's almost done, to now they've moved that the forefront of their efforts to educating people about what's going on, so that they can make choices as far as
Yeah, that the drilling's almost completely done. It's just they're trying to get information out there for the people to be able to be educated instead of being blind.
Well, exactly. I mean, at least they're trying to put forth an effort of letting the people know what's going on there. And the way that he was portraying it, I don't know much about this fellow. I'm just going to be plain and honest. I don't know much about him. As soon as he picks up the phone, if he picks up the phone, I'm going to alert him that he is in fact live. Um, I would like to know if there's any funding coming in, and if there is any funding, who is doing that? You know, who is at the forefront? Who is funding their fight or their cause down there?
Yeah.
Or is it just pretty much out of the pocket of the people that are involved? Now, if I want to know if there's outside funding coming in.
It's one of those things that
that's really my only question. If it's a movement by the people, hell yeah. But if it's funded by somebody out there, I'm so gun shy at this point. After seeing all the bullshit that goes on around the country, that I'm very, very, very resilient to say, hey, this is a movement of the people, because a lot of the movements out there that are quote unquote by the people aren't in fact from the people.
Yeah.
That
it's corporate.
There's something going on in the background that somebody's trying to line their pockets, or somebody's trying to make sure that their pockets stay lined. But
let's get this guy on the phone, see if we can get him on the phone and have an educational conversation with him.
Right. Oh, he's in another call right now. Well, bummer.
Maybe he'll see that you called and he'll probably give you a call back.
Well, we'll see what happens.
He was very quick to respond to when we got in touch with him the first time.
Yeah, like it was the contact was made because we have a friend who we trust, and he said, "Hey, look, send this person a friend request." And I was like, "All right, yeah, I sent him a friend request." 5 seconds later, he was like, "Look, you need to message him and tell him why you sent him the request, and tell him who I am, so that he will receive a message from someone, or even if he is interested in speaking with you, then
he'll do very so quick.
As soon as I sent that message, man, it was like 5 minutes later.
We were in a video chat.
Right, and he had a carload full of people, and
they were getting ready to leave the camp and go into town to pick up some supplies.
Yeah. But it was Super Bowl. It was Super Bowl Sunday. It was Sunday when we talked to him. So I really couldn't, with all the stuff going on. I tried to have a life that day. Not much of one. We went and watched commercials and ate a lot of cheese.
Ate sausages.
My stomach was still messed up until yesterday, from all the bull crap we put in our body on Sunday.
My stomach is still messed up. What are you talking about?
I mean, it was brutal. Good night. I'm having a difficult time over here. It is what it is. So outside of that, you had a specific topic that I was really interested in, and we were speaking about this earlier this week, and then all of a sudden, Press for Truth, not Press for Truth, Press Reset Earth. I apologize for the misnaming there. Don't let them know that happened. but Press Reset Earth, he went and got a DNA test. I seen his video yesterday, putting out the results. Letting everybody know that he's not Jewish. That seemed to be the majority of his concern. People were saying that he was Jewish, and So he went and got a test done, and turns out he's an Irishman, the majority Irishman.
Yeah, but I, as I had said in some of my Facebook posts, I've personally been hinting at certain topics that were going to be talked about throughout the week on tonight's show, and one of the biggest things that I've been worried about and thinking about is the fact that so many people are really blind when it comes to what their heritage, culture, however you want to say it, what it really is. Well, I personally don't know what our ancestry is. We don't know where we really came from.
Right.
We know bits and pieces, hearsay, he say, she say shit. But other than that, we don't know what we really are.
Well, we can trace back the name Abercrombie.
That's all, but that's just stuff online.
But I mean,
we don't know exactly where our bloodline truly stands.
We don't know where the DeVores are. We don't know where the Hastings are. We don't know where the Smiths are everywhere.
Exactly.
You can't. I don't think there's any possible way to track down all the Smiths in the world and find out where it came down to. Because Smith, of course, was blacksmith or a crafts person.
Yeah, but it's the fact that people are so set on, oh, he's a white guy, he's a black guy, he's an Asian person, he's an Indian. Put it that way.
An Indian?
Yeah, Native
American.
Yeah, but to people that aren't even in contact with the Native Americans, really, that's how they consider. They consider Indians, even though they're Native American. And then you also have the ones that are actually from India.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me, that's all ignorance. Just because of the color of somebody's skin, the way they look, you get judged.
Right.
I personally consider myself a mutt because that's what I am. I'm a mutt.
Right. Well,
I have so many different things running through my veins.
Well, you have what I find interesting about the conversation, and if you wanted to spend a whole lot of time talking about the race thing, I think Be Rich and Erick, maybe even some other people are going to go live later on tonight over on B's channel, and talk about what they feel like. They believe that the racial tension is being driven right now by the mainstream and the elites, and they're gonna try to take a look at that. They're gonna take a look at it and talk about it later on tonight. But what I specifically find interesting about information about genetics is there's predispositions in your genetics that you might not know about. You might be even interested, I feel like. And I'll get to the story as to why I believe that. You have interest, just general things that you enjoy doing because of a genetic disposition towards that thing.
Yeah.
So go ahead and begin to tell that story. Maybe we might get a call back from this guy. I don't know. We'll see how serious he is about talking to someone. I didn't tell him, hey, I'm gonna call you back when I'm live. I said, hey, call me back. I would like to record it. I did say that.
Yeah.
But
we've all been. I'm sure he's been busy doing stuff down there in Florida, and we've been busy with work and other stuff. So we really haven't been able to just sit down and really do what we got to do.
But so I've got a friend, and his last name is Arrowwood, and he went on to explain to me that, excuse me, Arrowwood is a name that means that used to be I don't know if it meant it, but it used to be synonymous with like people who studied and practiced falconry. And if you don't know what falconry is where uh, someone will use a falcon to hunt for food. So say you're out in the middle of a field, you might send a falcon up. The falcon will spot the food or the rabbit in the grass and whatever, and come to swoop down and snatch up the rabbit, kill the rabbit, and then bring it back to you. And that's what everybody. He has a brother that began to study and practice falconry as a hobby, and still does to this day, as a matter of fact. Um, 10 years before they found out what Arrowwood actually, the Arrowwood family, where they came from, what Arrowwood was all about.
And it's crazy how that fell into place.
Crazy, and it might very well be coincidence, but that's one heck of a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know, if you told me that a dude named Smith was a welder or someone who formed metal,
yeah,
that's
just
that doesn't make anything to me.
No.
But the fact that this guy's name is Arrowwood, and out of all the freaking hobbies in the world, all the freaking interest in the world, he chose to study falconry, which I've never met someone who studied falconry.
I've heard of it, I've seen videos on it, but I've never personally met anybody that does it. Or does it for a living.
Right.
Like that.
Well, I don't think he does it for a living. He might. I'm not sure.
Well, didn't you say that he had pretty much become famous?
Right.
Here in the state of Georgia simply for that.
Right. He lives over in the northeastern side of the state. I've never met the gentleman. I would love the opportunity to sit down and speak with him, or maybe even get a tour around the property. I think he has 3 birds. That he uses.
That's a huge coincidence.
That's a huge coincidence. Or is it a coincidence? My argument here, and what I believe after hearing that, is maybe not. Maybe you, the person listening to this right now, maybe what you do is
something that revolves around your ancestry.
So, exactly. Something that you have a genetic disposition, something that your ancestors, your heritage was wrapped around. There's something in your genes that is calling out to that particular topic or that particular hobby. And that's mind blowing to me.
I'm not big on the idea of somebody saying that coming back from the afterlife or whatever, reincarnation, but it could even be the possibility of this person from their past life simply coming back as him.
Yeah.
And redoing that same thing.
So you're thinking about reincarnation in that?
Like, you never know. Like, there's so many different ideas out there that are to be looked at when it comes to it. You never know.
I don't know.
I'm personally questioning everything now.
Well,
that means everything.
So, well,
so it's an idea to be thought about.
This general idea came to you because of the experience you had with a certain thing.
Yeah. I've experimented and done some spiritual quests, and I had a bad experience while doing it, and I thought I farted and I thought I died, and my life rewound.
I've had some of those before too. Why you bullshitting? I've had some pretty
my
bad
life from that point completely rewound all the way. way back to the point I was a fetus, and then it pushed even further back to the point that I was nothing but code. And I spoke about this experience with a friend of mine, and he suggested that it could be a way of my ancestors trying to contact me and tell me, hey, you need to be connected with us more. You need to figure out what's going on.
So
who you are, where you come from, all these things. And it's just
that's wild, man. That's crazy.
it's,
Because you explained to me this a little bit differently than what you're telling them. You said that you were code.
But I also, that's all I could see is code. See nothing but code. But after speaking to him about the situation, he brought me to start even thinking about this, looking at it from this idea.
That maybe it was them reaching out to you.
Yeah. So now speaking to him about it, it's got me wondering.
Like what was the message? What was the underlying?
Exactly. What was the underlying message that came from this experience?
Okay.
It's confused me for a long time, but it's now I'm trying to piece it all together.
Man, that's a big rabbit hole to be trying to go down, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've accepted the fact that when trying to experiment in these type of ways, you've got to take the good with the bad, and you have to open up your mind and embrace all the things that could be possibly coming at you during all this.
Right. So real quick, I'm gonna look and see who's in the chat. It looks like we got Erick. I'm Mike Robertson. I'm Mike Robertson. Dagger Spells, of course. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
We're doing great. How are y'all?
We're doing fantastic. We really appreciate you spending some time with us this evening. By the way, Erick M, who is in the chat, will be with Be Rich Live later on this evening. So go hang out with them. I did put a link in the description box down below for you guys to find that stream after this is all said and done. I am? No, you are, sir. Yes, you are.
You are. I am.
You are. I'm Mike Robertson. That's a mind messed up thing. I'm trying to not curse as much. So yeah. Where was I going before I rudely interrupted us? I had to say hello to them though. They're out there listening. They're taking up their time. And we really appreciate it. What? There's a joke I'm not getting.
I am Mike.
I love lamp. I'm Ron Burgundy. Anyway, so you were talking about the code thing, and that kind of and that being related to your ancestors trying to reach out to you, and that kind of alludes to something that I've thought about in the past about we'll never know what heaven is like until we're walking into the pearly gates, quote unquote pearly gates.
Yeah, and that situation, it scared the living crap out of me. But I took it in. I dealt with it the best I could.
Right, you're a stupid little monkey brain.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to fumble around this new idea, this new concept.
Yeah.
But I remember like a couple of days after that, you were pretty I look over and you just be staring off and like wondering what had just occurred.
Yeah, and for days and till this day, it still runs through my mind, and it's it's a wild experience. It's something that I'm thankful for.
I wish I could do stuff like that. I cannot. I cannot. There's no way that my anxiety would allow me to do that. There's no way at all. No, that's not. When all you got is a pair of flip flops for a psyche, you don't go walking off into the jungle, right? You don't do that.
Oh no, do you?
No, you don't. There, it would be. You don't go hiking in flip flops. You don't, and you don't do LSD when you're me. I don't know how else to explain that. You don't wear flip flops to go hiking, and you don't do LSD when you were me.
Yeah. Open the fucking door!
Oh boy, here we go. Kevin Bloody Wilson reference. Yeah, if you people don't know who that is, you should go check it out. Make sure there's no kids around.
Yeah.
Because
very inappropriate for the little ones' ears.
But where was I going? Oh yeah, the code thing. So this is an idea that I had a while back, long time ago, and after hearing and it being pounded into our heads when we were kids, sitting in physics class, that energy cannot be created and energy cannot be destroyed. But what if our soul is energy and it is transformed into a new form of energy? Because energy can't be created or destroyed, but it can transform. It can be transformed. It's just like an alternator in a car, right? The purpose of an alternator is to transfer to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like maybe if there is any credence to you seeing the code, that you actually were witnessing the fabric of the energy that we are after the time comes that we pass on to the next side.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's like, oh, that's exactly, Dagger's like, that's exactly what it's about, our higher consciousness. Well, yeah, I mean, higher being the term, higher being the term to hold on to there.
It's one of those things that it's just, if you've ever done any research on the psychedelics, LSD, it is something that takes our mind from being constricted like a normal brain does and expands the ability for it to mind blowing. Yeah. Like your entire brain is functioning.
I experience things on a regular basis in this plane of reality that are mind blowing. I don't think it's a good idea that I go out and play in that world that you're talking about, that realm that you're talking about.
And this topic, it's actually something that's having research done on it right now to help people that are suffering from depression and PTSD and stuff like that. But I'm not saying it can help. I'm not saying it can't.
Well, you're not qualified.
I'm not qualified to say these things. But what I can say is that it can open your mind to a lot of things.
Right.
It'll have you questioning a lot of things.
I Yeah, but I already.
I'm not saying that you should do it. I'm not saying you should do it.
And you know me better than any other person on the planet. You've known me for
26 years.
You've known me for 26 years. If you tell me that I probably shouldn't do something, I'm gonna damn near listen to you. It's gonna take a lot for me to just be like, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about, because like outside of myself, and in some ways, you might even know me better than I know myself. You're the person I'm gonna turn to. Say, okay, no, don't do that, don't do it. I I can't afford to listen to people who won't allow me to go forward more than, because your parents fear for your safety.
Yeah.
Uh, and but they'll do that and they do that from the time that you're born until the time that they pass on, or you pass on one, whichever happens first.
Exactly.
But I think that some parents are so helicopterish, and this has gotten worse over the years, that they won't allow their kids or their children to
simply live,
to move on to the next level, or to prosper to the best of their ability, because they're so afraid that they're going to get damaged in some way by the world. And so, yeah, I trust you, and when you tell me that I shouldn't do LSD, I'm not going to do it.
No.
Because you don't have those same endorphins running through your brain when you look at me as mom and pop do. They're going to tell you, don't do that. No, absolutely don't.
Yeah.
And I can't even think of a specific example as to how that would be different. But I'm fairly certain that every single one of you have parents or have relatives that look at you in that way. And if you don't, you have a mentor that look at you in that particular way, to where they can only see things one way because of the bond that you have.
Yeah. I would actually like to see that video that Dagger is mentioning.
What's she talking about?
He's talking about the orbs during the full harvest moon.
Oh yeah. Have you posted it? Let us know, Dagger. We'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Actually, if you have it posted, then we'll plan on showing that next week here on the show, if you don't mind. And if any of you have material that you would like us to share, we'll be glad to do so, given references. If it's relevant to the conversation that we're trying to have that particular day. This really isn't. I didn't intend for this show to be about news. I just wanted to. So
it was just for us to get out here and just chat.
Yeah, just talk to you, have a conversation with you. We appreciate those of you who are going to watch this later on. Really, really do. But please hit the like button and share it. Share the stream, or share the video, whatever you want to call it. What's happening, Erick? Yeah, I showed Erick's material on here before, and I've showed B Rich's stuff on the show before. This is only episode 5. If you guys keep on showing up every Thursday, we're gonna keep on going live.
We'll keep on doing it.
All
right. What was another topic?
Well, let me see if there's anything else that we need to talk about. We could continue. We could talk till cows come home about psychedelics, huh?
Yeah, we really could. I could take you. I could talk about that situation all night, really.
So, that's what's going on? What's going on? You got anything else?
No, it's been a stressful week, but nothing really worth talking about.
Nothing that you can really. I mean, our stress is related to work. Can't talk about that on the show. Not going to talk about that on the show. Yeah, hashtag keep sharing. um, that's really about it. So,
did y'all know that the elephant trunk has more muscles in it than the human body?
and that the moose is alive for 5 days before it can run faster than a human. It's only alive for 5 days.
Before it can outrun a human.
Can outrun us, Jack.
And they can run 60 miles an hour. 60 times faster than a human.
They've only
Or
been.
no, yeah, that was that. What was that?
The buffalo can run
Yeah.
60 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
For a long time too. They have some
Yeah,
stamina.
they do.
They're
Got on a little documentary series last night and started watching it a little while ago again, and just some random facts. Do what?
She says, "Hey, you guys, support our police. My son is in Tennessee as we speak for the Pella Police Department competition." Mm-hmm. So, what's he doing for the police, Dagger?
Yeah. What is it that he is doing for them?
What kind of competition is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk about this. There was now speaking of police officers, there was a big bust in Houston over this weekend where they got a bunch of people who were trying to engage in prostitution. It was a prostitution sting or whatever, and they got a bunch of people.
Prostitution ring?
Right. Well, in the article it said prostitution, or they said there was 395 people and then some prostitution involved. So I don't know if they, as a total, arrested 395 people and then some of those were due to prostitution. But the way that it was worded in the title of the article, it was like all of the 395 arrests were due to, oh, about messed up there. All of the 395 were due to prostitution, and that just wasn't the case. Like if you read the article, it was saying something completely different than what the title of it looked.
What's going on, To Be Free? You having a good night, man?
That's my favorite officer in the world.
Yeah. What? What's going on, Lee?
Dagger's right. You should support your police, your local police. But anyway, they cut us a break that night. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. They did their jobs.
Anyway, moving right along. Oh, what I was getting to. I was wondering, and I don't know if there's any possible way I can find it right now. If how many traffic tickets were given out. Because B had to pay 2 tickets whenever he left D.C. And the Super Bowl has been the biggest event since inauguration. And I'm curious to know how many tickets they gave away this week.
I want to know how many people got arrested for DUIs. Because there had to be a lot.
Hold on just a second, folks. I'm Googling.
I would normally be the one doing that, but my computer went dead on me.
You should have charged it way sooner than we did.
Well, I thought it was plugged in. And it came unplugged, so it wasn't charged.
Oh, crap.
What?
Well, I put tickets and I did put traffic tickets, but all they want us to give me is results for tickets to the Super Bowl itself.
They probably won't release that kind of information to the public.
Yeah, probably not. Bunch of clowns.
Clowns.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Appreciate all you folks out there sharing the stream. For real, for real. Um, I, it is necessary to give out tickets when somebody is going at a dangerous speed when it's not with the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
But there are departments and whatnot that I feel like they're given a quota per month
They are given a quota.
and said, hey, you have to write this many tickets.
They, as far as I know, they are given a quota.
Or they're given bonuses for the amount of tickets that they give out. I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Let's figure.
It's fishy. It's all
Let's figure out what the fine unit is.
Fine unit?
Yeah.
The one in Douglasville?
Yeah.
That's for finding the reaper.
It just came about. That's what finding drugs is for the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency.
Wow, when you put fine unit police, the first one that comes up is Douglasville.
It's the only one, as far as I know.
FIND is an acronym standing for Felony Interception and Narcotic Detection. It is a joint Douglasville Police and Douglas County Sheriff unit. All officers on the unit are deputized and receive special training in their respective fields. The unit specializes in enforcement of major traffic arteries within Douglas County. So these are the dudes. This is not new. They've been there for a while. I know I was still in college because I was traveling through this area every day.
Yeah, it's not completely new, but it's still new considering the fact that it's the only one I've ever heard of.
Well, they're always sitting out there on the interstate, which is why this came to your mind because they rack up the doggone tickets.
Douglas County's strict.
Douglas County's bad.
Yeah, very bad.
I think the only one around here that isn't bad is Haralson County. Haralson County doesn't seem to.
Haralson County's old school,
but they don't bother you unless you bother them. And then when you do that, it's on.
Yeah. Haralson County, they pretty much leave you alone as long as you're not doing something extremely bad.
And that's how I kind of feel like that's how it's supposed to be.
That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
You know,
what the heck?
Leave me be. Leave me be. So yeah. Lee Beezer says they have quotas here and a few speed traps. I believe it, and that's really not good. That is hurting, in my opinion, the relationship between the officer and the general public.
There shouldn't be a quota.
Right, there shouldn't be a quota. It shouldn't be used as a source of revenue for the city or for the county, for the respective districts.
That shouldn't be used as a revenue for the government.
Right. No. We got another question here. What's that county on 75 right before ATL that's so bad? Slips my mind. Haven't been that way in a while.
Which one?
Hall County? I don't know. Hall County's that's way up north. It's up north. Yeah, that's,
did he say right before Atlanta?
Used to have a lady friend
on 75. Is that south or north?
He's talking about. I'm fairly certain he's talking about 75 south. Hall County is on 85 north, way up north, not nearly to the South Carolina line. Went to the county fair one time. Won a bell for a pretty girl. Again, thank you guys for sharing. I really do appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us. We're just crapping around, really.
I'm trying to see.
You got your laptop back up?
Yeah. Obviously not Tampa Bay.
No, it's not Tampa Bay.
It was something that just popped up on me. You got Buckhead. You got College Park. Just both of those. You got Buckhead and College Park when it comes to 75.
Those aren't counties; those are cities.
Yeah, but that's all I could see.
I don't even think they're cities. I think
they're just districts in Atlanta.
All right.
I think that would just be Atlanta.
Daggerspell says Tanger Outlet.
Tanger Outlet.
Yeah, that girl got shopping on her mind.
She mean Target?
No. Up North Georgia, there's Tanger Outlets right up the South Carolina line.
What is that?
It's like they got outlet clothes and whatnot. Crap like that. Like Levi's and like stores specific to brands.
That's cool.
You know, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but the last time I was in South Carolina, I got to eat kangaroo. Freaking kangaroo, man.
Those things are vicious.
Yeah, man, they'd knock the snot out of you, man.
I saw a video the other day where there was an actual boxing competition between a human being and a kangaroo.
That was the last time I was in South Carolina.
And the ref ended up fighting the kangaroo because of the fact that the kangaroo punched him in the face.
Right. I think B and Erick have put kangaroo boxing matches on their live stream before. It's hilarious. Like this was in Australia, the kangaroo population is like the population of deer here. Really, I mean, they stay tucked away for the majority of the part, but the population is huge all across the country. But there, like, this dude was on his phone taking video of these kangaroos in the front yard beating the snot out of one another, just going at it, letting it have it, going at it and letting it have it. I feel like this has been a don't shut the fuck up. Please don't shut the fuck up. Do us that favor. The more interaction that you have, you guys are liable to tell us or mention something that will bring up a conversation that is cool. That's what we want to have here. We want to have interaction with you. That's why it's so cool to have you guys here live with us.
We have a hard time coming up with topics half the time. That's why we always encourage y'all to.
Well, we talk about this stuff all week long, but we don't write anything down. We've got to start writing this stuff down, really.
Yeah. But it goes back to the fact that we just.
And I do try to write down some stuff, but sometimes it's half-hearted. Like for instance, I've got kneecaps written down.
Why would you have kneecaps written down?
Because I was given. Oh yeah, okay, all right. They aren't fully developed until you're 3 years old. Kneecaps are not. And infants are born without them. What the heck is the kneecap for? I have no idea. I have no idea.
I did see that video. That man ended up fighting a damn kangaroo because the kangaroo was attacking a dog.
Oh yeah, I'll probably do it too.
I would have too. It was great.
I see you out there sharing. I see you. I appreciate you sharing. uh, we'll try to give this guy a call one more time. If he doesn't answer, I think we're just gonna shut it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's I was hoping to allot some time to a conversation with him. Let's see. Ready, set, go. Oh, it's ringing.
What's up, dude?
What's happening, man? Hey, before you say anything, you're live right now on Scattered Smothered Experiment.
Oh, okay, so I'm live right now. My phone's about to die, and I'm trying to get to a specific house.
Okay.
So,
All right. We'll do this some
let
other
me,
time.
listen, I'm going to charge my phone really quickly when I get to my friend's house, and then I'll reach right back out to you, but there is a lot of information I would love to share.
Okay. All right. Well,
And honestly, to be honest with you, if you wait, if I could do something tomorrow, I'm going to be at a demonstration with all my relatives as well.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll try to set something up for tomorrow then. I appreciate you answering.
Like I said, if you give me like 20 minutes, I'll be able to charge my phone to at least maybe 15%. I can at least do some kind of live call with you and we can communicate. I don't see that being a problem.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you shortly.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Brother.
Bye.
Love you.
Did you just say he loves you?
He did say that he loves me.
Man, that was nice of him.
That is nice of him. But then again, like I've almost told customers I love them on the phone. It's a reflex from talking to people.
It's showing love, man. That's all it's about.
I'll take it.
You should take that. Not take it as just somebody being
nice.
Yeah. That's all that is. Take it as somebody being nice.
Right on. Well, that's interesting.
Love you too, man.
That was wild.
It's all about peace, love, and happiness, man.
So, while we're waiting on him to give us a call back, here's the kicker. Like, Be Rich and them are going to be going live very, very soon. And I don't want to overlap their stream. Well, they're going live in just a little bit.
We can do a recording of the conversation between us and him,
right?
And post that later on for everyone to check out.
I think that probably will be the best plan of action. Not unless I get confirmation from those in the chat on whether or not I should stay live and have a conversation live with this guy.
Commented that they are going to be going live.
They are going to be going live?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and shut this down. Well, that's what it says on. If you're not going live with him, then B's going live on his own. I'm confused. Is what I am. How about you just send me a hangout?
Lee just suggested that we could see about patching into B's stream.
Let's see what's going on.
It's a possibility. Bacon. Bacon is very good. I love bacon. Love it. Slightly crispy, but a little limp. Nom nom nom. I'm just getting a kick out of hearing everybody's comments.
Everybody, like, since I have been watching for the past 3 years now, I've been watching these live streams like this and hanging out in the chats with everybody and whatnot. And they, no matter what's going on the planet, you can guarantee you there's a conversation about food of some sort going on inside the chat. So it comforts me to see this kind of talk.
Yeah, it does. Food is comforting. It's very comforting because what do you do when you have a group of people together? Normally, you're going to have some food around.
Right. And I have full faith that if all these people could be in the same room, there'd be some good food.
Yeah.
And some good conversation.
Great conversation.
And the best coffee we can find in America.
Even in the biggest gatherings, food is involved.
Right.
The biggest gatherings, food is always involved. And that goes back to the research that you've personally done.
On the Baptist Church.
Well, I was thinking about the family. About us being amazing cooks and knowing how to party.
Oh, yeah. She's fixing to eat Golden Rule Barbecue. Not a sponsor, even though I deserve a sponsorship from that freaking awesome.
That radio voice.
Whatever it was. So, yeah. I don't know. Should we wait? Chat. I need your participation here. Should we, in fact, wait for this call, or should we shut down the stream and record it later on, and upload the video later on? What do you want to
do? For me, or them.
She says wait and chat.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I don't want to go over somebody else's.
We don't want to go over somebody else's streams.
Right. It's rude. It's rude.
But at the same, especially since we normally are in there watching their stuff too.
Right. I
sometimes even participate in it.
Right. Both. Huh?
No, I was reading the comment.
So, yeah. Wait. He's not going live until 9 o'clock tonight.
What?
And it's only just 8. So we can have this conversation.
We could. I'd still record it. We are recording it.
Yeah, it's going into the cloud.
No. Fuck the cloud. Fuck the cloud.
That's where it's going.
Fuck the cloud, people.
It'll go here too. It'll go right.
I'd rather go in that little box than the cloud. If you haven't watched Black Mirror, check it out. The cloud is evil.
The cloud is evil.
I think Erick's confused by it.
Erick's confused by the cloud.
Is it the cloud that you're confused by, man?
Huh? I think he is confused. So,
but
we got least.
We'll tell you about it later on, man.
JRS Artworks has joined. Lee Beasy has joined since the last time we talked about people in the chat. Lee Beasy's from South Georgia. He's down by Columbus. He has experienced some rough weather in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Like it's happened, boom, boom, boom. Full circle. The cloud we all get uploaded to. It did come back around to the full circle. We were talking about how you were talking about earlier how when you had your trip you went back and were code and now we're talking about going back into it. Now we're trying to download ourselves into the cloud. There's an episode on that show specifically about heaven, the afterlife, and people like elderly at some point in human history will be able to go into the nursing home and download their consciousness into
the cloud,
the server, a server bank, and just hang out in there. Tornado sprung up there in Dixie Alley. Yeah, tornado pretty close by to him there. F1's not all that bad.
That's not too bad.
That's definitely throw a 2x4 through the driver's side.
You remember when we
window
were still living in the projects when we were kids?
Yeah.
And those two tornadoes just came from both ends of us and just popped over our apartment. Literally, they just bounced right over each other and over our house.
It was like 1998. The movie Twister had
just came out.
Well, it hadn't been out very long. DVDs were brand new. Like it, we lucked up and got our hands on a DVD player, and we had, that was one of like 6 DVDs that we had in the beginning, was that the movie Twister. And what's crazy about it was the earlier that day we had been watching that movie, and I was all through my childhood I wanted to be a meteorologist. I wanted to be a storm chaser. I wanted to be like Bill Paxton. Actually, I wanted to be more like Dusty. Dusty was, if you remember the character, he's laid back individual, very caring. He cared a lot about people, but he was all about the fun of the chase. And that's what I wanted to do because of that character. But that particular day that you're talking about, the day that you could look out our back door and there was a tornado tearing up the town on one side of us, and look out the front door and there was another tornado, a larger tornado that was tearing up the other side of town. And they were going in opposite directions, so they were essentially circling us. And I'll never forget it. Dad would open the door and said, "There you go. There's your chance." And I was like, "No, I don't want anything to do with that. No." I went in the closet. My cousin had sleep apnea, so he had fallen asleep on the freaking love seat of our house, and we couldn't get him awake to get him into the hallway. So we had to drag
the couch in there.
We dragged the love seat to the end of the hallway and tilted it. We picked up one side of it, and when his face,
he was not there.
He was gone. Mm-hmm. His face hit that concrete, the tile floor.
He's lucky his nose didn't get broken.
Right.
From how hard his head hit.
Right. It was like smack. Like
straight dead weight.
Right. Like I'll never forget that, man.
And at the same time, my mom's freaking out, saying, "Get back in here," while I'm trying to be at the front door with Dad looking out, watching the tornadoes come at us.
Right. And I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was all about, hey, let's find safety right now. Y'all need to quit playing around. stop looking at it. If you don't look at it, it'll go away.
And next thing you know, they're hopping over our apartment.
All right. They go over the apartment. And everything was okay. But yeah,
That was a wild moment.
that was an intense afternoon. Like you hear stories. There's a helicopter going over. I don't know if you can hear that.
And there's so many of those flyovers.
But you'd heard rumors about or myths. I thought it was a myth at that point about the emerald skies. And if you're familiar with the movie Wizard of Oz, they say that the Emerald City is the impression of a psychedelic experience that Dorothy was having. She was on LSD, and the Emerald City was where she went.
Yeah.
That
during the tornado.
During the tornado, when a tornado happens, the skies and your surroundings turn into this green color. And you seen that day. I didn't. Oh, that was the first time I'd ever seen it before that. And even as a kid, I was only like 10 years old.
You were just amazed by
Uh,
it. I was.
And I was just, I had studied this type of stuff and prepared myself for the event that I would encounter it. And even though I was still a child, I'm still a little bit embarrassed at my reaction.
Hey, you know what, man? A lot of people have different reactions to something like that because it's something that it was nature. That was, I guess you could say, that was nature at its finest. At that time when it came, it was an insane experience. I can say.
Like, I think now I probably would do it if I didn't
If I saw
if given the opportunity. Storm chasing is specifically dangerous here in the South because we have rolling hills. We can't see the storms. There's no way to you can't survey the land like you can out in Kansas or Nebraska. Or
you can't survey any kind of weather when it comes to Georgia.
Right.
Really.
You can't see it. It could be raining 100 yards away from you and you not know anything about it.
Last night it was clear as crap out, and then next thing you know, boom, 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 it starts storming like crazy.
Was it storming?
Yeah.
I must have been good sleeping.
You must have been. I don't see how you didn't hear it.
I was good.
It started pouring.
I'm talking about
thunder.
sleep like I sleep good every day. It's one of my favorite things to do. Even though it's like disconnected.
You saw what I was doing. I didn't mean to pass out on the couch. Every day this week I came home and just passed out on the couch while sitting up.
Yeah, that's not good. You should find something constructive to do.
I know, but I get off work, I sit down, I eat me a small snack because I hadn't ate all day, and then next thing you know, I turn on TV, and next thing you're sitting there, and I'm waking up like, what the hell just happened?
It's 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You slept through the whole afternoon, so you can't sleep at night, and it's a bad process.
I'm trying to fix that.
Yeah,
I've got to get my shit together.
See, what are you talking about? What is that? Tornadoes.
Lee knows what I'm talking about. He got woke up.
Daggersville says, "Yeah, me too, Bobby. If I didn't have kids, I'd be a storm chaser." Here's and I think now I probably could do it. Absolutely could do it right now in my current frame of mind. But I was seeing a girl about 3 years ago. It was very serious, very very serious, and she had a son, and she was at work one day and he was there with me, and we had a tornado come by the house, and I flipped out like I was kidding it. But you know, you gotta be straight faced in front of the child. You can't act like anything crazy's going down.
You gotta keep your mind in order so that they don't panic and freak out.
Because you're supposed to be the smart one.
You're supposed to be the protector.
You're supposed to be the smart one in this situation.
He's not supposed to be the one protecting you.
Like if he's freaked out, I really should be freaked out, right? I mean, that's the kind of logic that I guess a child would have. But it was I think that probably if I did have children, I definitely wouldn't do it. But as of right now, I'm not gonna go specifically look for a storm to track down.
Yeah.
But if a storm does wind up about me, I film it. I'd go live on that.
You sure?
Hashtag I'd go live on that.
Hashtag you would go live on that. Yeah. Hashtag my ass would be in the bathtub.
Right. All right then. Taking a bath, scrubbing dub.
Well, it's the safest place other than a closet. And my closet's really not big enough.
JRS Artwork says, I love the smell of the ozone after a good storm. I do too. It's freaking phenomenal.
It's weird, but I like the smell of hot pavement after a storm.
Right. So that rainwater is boiling.
Yeah. I love that smell.
The asphalt is boiling.
It takes me back to when we were kids.
It makes it super. It's way more hot outside after a summer rain, than it was before.
But it smells good.
But it smells good, yeah, most definitely. The humidity's horrible anyway, so that's not really the steam coming off of a hot pavement. As long as you're driving, you got the windows down right after a good rain. I mean, it's fantastic. It is good. That's a good day. That's a good afternoon. Where are we going? Is the only question.
That's always like as soon as that storm when we were a kid hit, Mom and Dad piled us up into the truck, and we just rode around for about it was about 2 or 3 hours, just watching everybody's reaction and checking out all the damage. And I never understood why people do that. That just don't make any sense. You know the roads are probably going to be blocked after something like that happens.
She says, Dagger Spell says, like in 2011, I was outside till I saw the shit flying through the air over me. Then I said, get in the damn house, kids. Well, she was good until she started seeing debris. I wonder, Dagger, were you involved in the storm that come through Tuscaloosa around that same time? I think it was around 2011 that happened.
I don't think so.
Not only did it hit, after it got finished running through Tuscaloosa, it also hit a small town called...
it was around the time I had moved to Tripp County. I did over there.
Yeah. Like you hadn't been gone long from living in Alabama with me.
Yeah.
But I was living in Alabama at the time, and
it was about a year or so after, I think.
Yeah, probably so. That same day, a tornado hit about a quarter mile down the road from my house there in Oxford, and
I remember that.
It tore up.
Mom called you freaking out.
Like, yeah, it was like right down the road, but it tore up this town called Ohatchee. Really bad, almost as bad as it did Tuscaloosa. But Tuscaloosa is way more populated.
A lot more buildings in general.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. I'm not too worried about it. It might be a cat. It might be a possum. It might be something. It ain't a human. It wasn't loud enough for it to be a human. Yeah. Plus, we would be able to tell the difference between that and animal.
You think?
Yeah. That's weird. It could be the wind blowing the. I don't know. I'm just.
Well, you're definitely not tripping. I hear it too.
Yeah, I'm not tripping.
Oh, I think this guy's gonna call anytime soon. Yeah, definitely could be a storm chaser. I dig it.
He had changed the name of their page to the Sacred Water Education and Information something.
Give us just a second, folks.
Yeah, they changed. They changed it to the Sacred Water Educational and Informational Center.
So let's read a little bit about them, huh? The Sewanee River encampment of water protectors committed to stopping the Sable Trail pipeline owned by Enbridge of the Dakota Access Pipeline in North Dakota. I don't know about that. Is it natural gas that they're trying to transport out of at No Dapple?
I don't really have. I really don't have any idea.
Any idea either. But they're changing their efforts. I really would like to. Number one, for those of you who weren't tuned in for the beginning of the show, the number one thing that I would like to get answers about, if in fact we do have a conversation with this guy, and he seems intent on talking to us, but I would indeed like to find out if it is truly a uh, a movement of the people, or if it is being funded by
Someone else.
a corporation or somebody with deep pockets is trying to keep them deep pockets full. I want to know what their bias is. If there's a bias generated by money, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm not going to support it. If it's a bias that's generated from purely the fact that we need to protect water, which in fact we do need to be doing so.
Yeah, but at the same time, we can't be letting money run it.
That's the bad part, man. Like, you can't trust anything. You can't trust a movement anymore. You can't trust a quote unquote grassroots movement anymore. And it's
Because there's so many of us that want to do good, and
at this point, the only thing you have to do is work off your own discernment.
yeah,
And even if this individual right here that we're going to talk to, even if he has good intentions, it doesn't mean that there's good intentions wrapped up in the
in the group.
entirety of the movement or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dagger said that she was involved in the tornadoes that hit Tuscaloosa. She said it hit her best friend's house in Forestville. I have pics and video of my son helping drive the backhoe pulling the tree off his house on Facebook. He had a sign out front said looters will be shot. Damn right, Jack.
Yep.
Get him. Get him. Get on him, Judgy.
You don't judge it. Sick boy.
He built the floors of his house out of that tree. That is awesome. That is freaking great. That's as JRS artwork put it. That's definitely making.
That's definitely making lemonade
out of some lemons, some tree-sized lemons.
A buddy of mine posted. I can't remember the name of the site, but it's this giant cliff that just looks like a tree stump.
Where's that at?
It's out west.
Like Joshua Tree?
I'll have to find it.
So, would you guys be interested in like some live streaming for some paranormal activity? I don't really want to fall into that category. That's my only reserve. There's so many freaking shows like that and whatnot. They've really diluted the any type of video streaming or any type of media. They've really diluted it. But I am interested in that type of thing. I just don't want to fall in that category. But if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that, then we might consider doing so.
It's called the Devil's Tower.
The Devil's Tower.
It's a national monument. Doesn't that look like a giant tree stump?
Yeah. I've seen that before. That was on Casey's channel.
Yeah.
This is what Casey was talking about, how it looks like a blood vessel, or the nerve ending at the back of your eye that sends the signal to your brain. Yeah, it does. No kidding.
It just, I've seen videos where, I don't remember if it's called a wingsuit or a windsuit, something like that, where this girl climbed all the way up to the top of it, like free climbed it.
Camp K says, "Hey, I'm here. Never heard of this channel. Saw it on Erick's tweet. I'm now subbed. Well, thank you for coming by. We appreciate it."
How's it going? But she
appreciate y'all sharing the stream.
She free climbed all the way up this thing and then jumped off of it. She climbed all the way up it just to jump off of it.
Did she have like a parachute on?
No, she had one of those wingsuit things.
Oh, okay.
That was crazy because one slight turn, she could have went straight into the side of it and died.
Yeah. That's wild.
It was insane, dude.
That's the kind of extracurricular activity that I don't want to have anything to do with.
I would love to do something like that, but at the same time, not with a wingsuit. Not this guy.
I'll leave that to the flying squirrels. Yeah.
I want to be a flying squirrel, man. I want to be a flying squirrel, but I don't want to die because of the fact I want to be a freaking flying squirrel.
Do you think that's your spirit animal?
No.
What do you think your spirit animal is?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a turtle.
No, the only reason I have the turtle is because people used to say I was turtle.
Why did they say you were turtle?
Because I would move at a slow but steady pace, but always get my shit done early.
Right on, man. That's awesome. That's cool. Slow and steady pace, but
like
I
the tortoise and the hare, man.
Tortoise and the hare.
They would all be rushing, and I would be done with my job and cleaned up and waiting on them to finish before they even get done. And they're trying to rush, and I'm just chilling and coasting along.
Right. So, yeah, this guy's had 30 minutes. I don't mean to rush him, but at the same time, We're 30 minutes over what we typically would do.
That's cool though.
Erick wants me to screen share a police check.
Let's check it out.
Okay, we'll do it. Da-da-da-da-da.
I'm loving it.
No,
Nope.
we can't do that.
No, I'm just saying it. I'm not talking. I'm just saying it. It goes together. It goes together. I'm sorry that it has something to do with somebody else, but it goes together.
I gotta.
2 more suspects?
Gotta kill the audio. Where's the audio?
Well, it's not playing yet.
Don't know what that suspect's going to do at that
Oh,
time.
crap.
Right.
You got to get the suspect on the ground, and you know he was running so much, but his cardio workouts were not as well. Oh, look at that though.
Family.
Wipers are still on.
Wipers are still on there.
He
And
got out of the moving car and
Yeah.
sprinted. But as you said, wasn't there a second person in that car that
Sure.
also took off?
yeah, that's definitely what we saw. But look at the people just passing by. They're like, "What just happened here?"
What just happened here?
Yeah, that could have been a very dicey situation. But the police once again getting that suspect on the ground now in custody. But you got to really thank all our law enforcement officials. You know, we say it time in and time out, but you can't thank them enough for what they do. Look what they got to deal with here. People that will just leave the car running.
Yeah, he had no idea if that driver had a weapon.
Oh no, it could have had a gun, could have had a knife, and was ready to pull it as soon as the cop got a little bit closer. Had to take it in a sprint
So
fashion.
they're saying that
we'll show
he's
it to
in
you in just a
custody
little
already.
bit, that replay, but
But
that
there you go. There's
suspect
the ending
ate
part
it.
of it.
Is that sort of protocol? When they're running after that suspect, he just got out of that moving car and then he kind of tackled him down, probably
Yeah.
to protect himself as well.
Oh,
in case he
sure,
had any
100%.
weapons.
100% got to protect themselves there. You don't know what these people are. Look at
The people just ran from a car.
That they.
Yeah, you don't know if they're going to pull a knife, pull a gun, carjack someone.
Sure.
Okay,
That
so
was
if you guys
something. Now
didn't
more
know,
police coming to the area. They're investigating here. So this was a very short-lived chase, but we were able to bring it to you right here on the Fox 10 and News Now stream. And boy, like you were saying earlier, Mary Kate, we had our third chase now just in 2 days.
And the first one, he obeyed traffic laws and a
Very
peaceful
slow,
way.
very slow chase.
And then the
The second
second
one yesterday was a little bit more lively. It had fast speeds, but unfortunately people did get hurt there, so that was unfortunate there as that suspect ran into cars.
And now this one.
Now this one, point blank, the suspect just ate the side.
I guess the one that followed all
We
the
cover
traffic laws
these all the time here on the Fox News
didn't want to get in
Stream.
trouble even
And
more than he was
I've
already
rarely
going to get in
seen
trouble.
the driver actually get out and start sprinting away from police.
Well,
Usually it
he's
ends with
there
them
to
kind of getting
say-
out and,
Yes.
I don't know,
putting their
man.
hands through the window, surrendering. But
I
that
don't
was
get into
wild to
this
see
type of stuff.
It is a
him
full
tackle
moon,
him
man.
down like that.
It
So
is.
this is the car
We saw it
right here
before
that he
the
jumped
sun
out
even
of.
went down.
It's still in drive.
Oh, sure,
Checking
absolutely.
the trunk right now, checking the inside of the doors. Again, no
You know
word
the
about that
scene-
other
have you ever seen
suspect that we're pretty
Anchorman
sure
2?
jumped out of that car too, as well.
You know that
Yeah.
scene where
I'm
he's
gonna
like
review the
sitting there in
tape
front of
here
the
and
camera?
just see exactly, and then I'll show everybody as
We're going
well.
live right now.
Wow, that was
A
scary
police
too.
chase. Police chase underway
We
right
thought we
now.
would be covering this for the next hour. Sometimes
Driving
these
it
chases go on for
crazy
Yeah,
a long
they
time.
could go on anywhere from
Click over, and that's
a
how.
minute to 90 minutes to however long they have gas. But this one, they ditched the car here. Let's.
Seemed like every time you turn on.
Yeah, there was definitely two suspects. Definitely two suspects that left the vehicle. So we can confirm that to you. We never really caught up with that other one. I don't know where
Yeah,
they
where
went.
does the other one go? We're rewatching the footage here in case you guys are wondering. We should re-show it to them a little bit later. What do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna re-rack that tape, everyone, as soon as.
Wow, though, there was a second guy that got out of the car, and as far as we know, he's gotten away unless police.
know where he is right
They probably
now.
still
We
are.
keep seeing this is still live out of Los Angeles, you guys.
Yeah, so we're going to show that re-rack. So this is just moments ago, folks. Moments ago. So this was the police chase. Just in case if you're just joining us here, that suspect taking some very tight turns and really going fast in this neighborhood. Too fast. Look, I mean, you have children playing in the street. You know, they don't care. They only care about themselves. They're no regard for anybody that.
And look at this. Look what he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So dangerous.
So dangerous. And these people break the laws all the time, and they have no care for people that follow the law. They don't care about that. As long as they get away.
So let's see what he does here.
Yeah, they're like, well, you know what? We have to get out of here. We got a ditch. So they roll. There's one. There's the driver, and there's the passenger.
So the other guy.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Somewhere. Clearly either shot there or the opposite way. And then here's the driver still running.
So we'll see that. Yeah. Now the driver seemed, he probably had a lot of adrenaline right here. He thinks, well, I could run for a mile. Turns out he can only run for a quarter of a mile.
And he runs into a wire or a fence.
Yeah, some kind of fence gets him there. That's going to hurt right there. That's hurting.
Running.
That's
what away.
Yeah. So he's still, now you can see, he's starting to lose a little stamina here. He eats it right there, so he falls already. Now goes around this corner. We can't really see right here with the church, but he goes in between the traffic here still. He could get hit at any moment. No one. He doesn't care, and then he says, you know what, I'm just going to stop right here.
Why does he still, I mean, it's interesting that he chooses to just stop there. Does he think that he lost the cop?
Well, he tried to run a mile race, and he could only sprint for a half, quarter mile. Here we go. Boom!
That was unnecessary.
Okay.
Wow.
That was unnecessary.
They respond very quickly.
That was
That's good. You gotta have each other's backs there. You never know what that suspect is going to do.
Wow.
That was unfucking
Laid
necessary.
out. Okay, so we showed you that. Let's go back live right now. These are live aerials that you're seeing right here.
I'm done.
There's
Done.
one.
Done.
Yeah, it was unnecessary, but at the same time, dude was running full force at him.
No. There's no justification in that, in my opinion. No.
I'm just trying to figure out what the dude was thinking. I'm just going.
Right. Well, yeah, he made a mistake, and I'm willing to believe that. I think maybe there at the end, he was well aware of the fact that he made a mistake. He had done just that. He made a mistake. But
To get tackled.
and his face ate the freaking pavement.
No way.
That big fella hitting you like he's a freaking football player.
Boom.
Right. And he did that just for fun. He's like, yes, I finally caught one. I'm finally going to get to hit him real hard. Yeah.
That's probably what he was thinking.
Doggone, man. That's not cool. It's not cool at all, in my opinion. I don't like that shit. It made me sick to my stomach to see that. But yeah,
That was interesting to see. Where was that even at, though?
I don't even have to look it back up. I know it was going to be in California. I don't know for a fact that it was in California, but I'm fairly certain it was in California. That's where all the televised police chases are, in California. I think that's why Erick is subscribed to all of their feeds over there. So, because he digs that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe his interest in police chases have something to do with I don't know. Maybe he was a cop in a former life, or he was like soldier of some sort in a former life, or I don't know. I have no idea. He wasn't around. He's so young. He wasn't around in the early 90s when cable was first getting its feet on the ground. and that's what was on every channel. All right, folks, I think we're going to shut it down. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you're watching this after the live show, go ahead and leave us a comment below. You can follow us at ss_experiment on Twitter. And please also go over to the Facebook page and like that as well.
Give us some feedback. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, and if you have a suggestion for a topic that you want us to cover on the show, feel free to drop us a line in any of those of your preferred platform. We're just about on everything. The only thing we don't have is that freaking Instagram, Cliff. You need to get that worked out, bro.
I know. But I'm still trying to figure out in my head how Instagram would even work when it comes to that, because we do this.
Well,
we do it once a week right now, and
you could take random pictures and it wouldn't even. You could almost use that as a cue for your memory. So you take a picture of something to remind yourself, like an imagery, to remind yourself of a topic that you want to talk about. Because you constantly, all week long, are talking about stuff that you want to talk about during the show, and we rarely ever get to it because we forget.
Yeah, I know. I always forget.
And I'm just as bad. I don't mean to push this off on you.
Right.
I'm just as bad.
Right.
We need a big whiteboard.
A whiteboard. We need a post-it board.
We need a post-it board.
And we need something.
The scattered, smothered post-it board. And just put all kinds of crap on there. After we talk about it, we take it off. You just pin it up there. We're going to talk about this one night. We're going to talk about this one night. We cover it. We cover some of those topics, but as soon as we cover it, we take it down.
Yeah.
And it may go back up there again. Don't know. It would depend on you all. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll see you again here, where we go live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, or we have for the past 5 weeks. And we're going to continue to do so as long as you people continue to show up. So thank you very much.
And let's keep it smothered.
Keep it smothered. You're still trying. That's from episode 1, folks. If you haven't, go back and watch that. He's trying to figure out a slogan, and that's the one he's stuck to.
I don't know why. It is what it is, people.
Scratch and sniff. I like
Scratch
that.
And sniff.
Scratch and sniff, baby. Yeah. Y'all take it easy. Peace.